Hello, my book friends. It is November 6th, which means it's time to check out the book box, what's come in this month, and what I want to focus on for next month. Let's start by going through what's new. My Ann Patchett for this month, signed first edition, is The Comfort of Crows, A Backyard Year by Margaret Renkl. I'm really excited for this. I never would have picked this up, so I'm really excited that Anne picked it for the book club. It is a 52 chapter. Each week follows the goings on in a woman's backyard, and there's beautiful illustrations. I just want to read you one of the little quotes off the back. The story of what we've lost and what we can save, and the abundance of wonder in our own backyard. Does that not make you want to read it? It makes me want to read it. So I'm really excited about this. This is probably going to stay in the book box. I don't know when I'll get to it, but I will eventually. If you remember last month, I got a beautiful edition of Practical Magic, which I've been reading. I'll talk about that in a minute. But the second book I also ordered, The Rules of Magic by Alice Hoffman, finally came in. It is gorgeous. It is a signed edition, I believe. I'm really excited about it and to add it to the library, but I probably won't get to reading it for a few months, so it'll probably go on the TBR shelf, so we'll just set that one there. Another new one is Time to Write, Inspiring Lessons and Practical Skills for Writing the Novel You've Always Wanted by Emily Winslow. And I wish I could reach into my brain and remember where I heard about this book. It was either in a podcast or a blurb or something, but I remember hearing about it and thinking, I want that. And I don't think it's a newer book. I think let's see, when was this? Oh yeah, it is a newer book. Okay, 2023. So I think I heard Emily Winslow, the author, speaking, and I just really liked her. So I'm excited to read this. Another writing book to add to my arsenal. What else is new? I don't think I talked about this last month because I got this. My mom turned 80 in October, and we had this big week-long celebration. And one of the things that my mom had told my sister she wanted to read was this Cain's Jawbone. And I hadn't heard anything about it, and it's supposedly a mystery. The pages are all out of order. You have clues. It's kind of like one of those mystery box games, I think. So my sister got a copy, I got a copy, my mom got a copy. I think my cousin's husband's going to get a copy, and then we're also going to offer it to my daughter to see if she wants to play along. But I think in January we're all going to do this together and see if we can solve this unsolvable mystery. It says on the back, a unique hybrid of word puzzle and whodunit by Literary Review said that. So should be interesting, but that's probably, we won't get into that till after the new year. We're going to let everybody get through the holidays. Ann Patchett, What Now? This is a commencement speech she gave, I believe, and I picked this up in her little shop, not the main store in Nashville, but she had a little shop in the airport when I was leaving Nashville after my mom's birthday. I spied that they had a Parnassus at the Nashville airport and ran in and found that they had a copy of this that was signed by my favorite, and so I'm excited to add that to the library as well. I think most of this, has been here, so we'll get to talking about that. Oh, the other thing that was new, and if you've been following my other posts on my blog or on Instagram, a girlfriend of mine last month told me I needed to get this book. It's called The Hormone Shift, so I ordered it, and it came in, and she said, that's not the book, The Hormone Shift, so I ordered this book, which is the book she wants me to read, The Hormone Shift. So I have been listening to I think they call her Dr. Taz. and she has a podcast. I've been listening to her. I find her interesting. So probably going to start with the one that was recommended, and then I'll go to that one. I also went to the doctor just for that general wonderful physical, talking about aging and menopause and all of that stuff. And that the doctor recommended Always Hungry as a really good resource. So probably going to get to that eventually, not immediately. Okay, before we get into the books, I don't want to forget about Audible, because I never talk about Audible. I always forget when I'm talking about the book box. So I like audiobooks for working out, for going for walks, for cleaning house, all of those things, because it's just a great use of that time to me. So I want to go over a few that I've finished and what I'm into right now. So, oh, it just started that up. I don't want to listen to it. The Last Devil to Die by Richard Osman. If you have not read the Thursday Murder Club series, I would highly recommend it. It's hilarious. It's a group of pensioners in the UK that solve mysteries. They're all from very diverse backgrounds. I've talked about this series multiple times before because I love it that much. I don't have the hardback copies. I actually kind of would like to have them for my library, but the audio is so fun and the voices are authentic and unique, and I absolutely love it. So that is definitely one I finished on Audible last month, and I would highly recommend. I also finished, let's see if I can pull this one up. Oh, I don't want you to download. Oh, it's going to download. Anyway, The Amazing Grace Adams. When it gets up here, I will show it to you. Here it is. All right, The Amazing Grace Adams by Fran Littlewood. I really enjoyed this. It was hard because it's one of those timelines that skips back and forth, and the majority of the book takes place during one day and then has little flashbacks. So I did have trouble following some of that, but I still loved the story. This poor woman, Grace Adams, she's in her 40s. She is divorced, is in the process of separating from her husband, and her daughter is about to turn 16, which is the day in question where everything's happening, and they have had a huge falling out. It's a great story. There's definitely some twists, and it's emotional, and if you are a woman of a certain age, anything probably above 30, I think you'll find some things to identify with, and you'll really, really enjoy it. So I would highly recommend that. And then now I have just started Accidental Magic by Iris Beaglehole. I was looking for something a little fun, a little magical for Halloween. Not sure I'm loving it yet, but you know me, I don't like to DNF anything, so I'm still holding strong to it. All right, back to the book box. The things I have not, I have finished. I did finish Persuasion. I really enjoyed it. The end is so worth the beginning. The beginning is a little bit of a slog for me, but the end is spectacular in all of the Jane Austen ways. It's not my favorite still, but I did enjoy it, and I love Anne, the main character. She's really, really great. So I would highly recommend that. Wonderful read. That's about all that I finished. So I didn't get a lot done this last month, apparently. Okay, I did start The Little Village of Book Lovers, and I ended up just kind of putting it to the side. Eventually I'll get around to it. The Course of Miracles is still in here. The Creative Act, A Way of Being. They Were Sisters by Dorothy Whipple. Still in there. None of those have been started. I think that The Little Village of Book Lovers is going to go back onto the TBR. I just don't think right now. I've got other things I'd like to do instead. I definitely would like to add, keep in the Pages and Company, the Treehouse library. I want to finish this series this year. I don't know if I will, if it may be next year, but this is book number 4 and another great middle grade series. So we're gonna leave that in here. This book, The Book You Wish Your Parents Had Read and Your Grandchildren and Your Children Will Be Glad That You Did. I am only 2 chapters into this, and I am loving it. I love her voice. It's not really what I was looking for. I was looking for something that kind of highlighted the cultural differences in parenting. And so far, there's really not a lot of cultural differences. It translates very well to US parenting and has some great feedback and information in it so far. Definitely echoes a lot of the parenting books that are some of my favorites. Dr. Shafali, that kind of mindset of being a little more open and thoughtful about who you are before you become a parent. So if you are a parent or you think you might ever become a parent, this would be a really good read. The first chapter is all about addressing your own issues. The second chapter, is really about building your parenting legacy and your child's environment. So really good read. I'm going to continue this. I'll be posting about it over on my blog, Simply Laura Lee, both on the blog and in the Coffee Clutch, if you're interested in hearing more about that. Practical Magic. I'm about halfway through with Practical Magic. I got it honestly because I loved this beautiful copy, and I absolutely love the movie. It is definitely not the movie, but I can see pieces that they pulled from the book for the movie, so I'm kind of treating them like 2 separate things. I am very interested to see where we're going. There's been a lot of build up, a lot of backstory. Now we're getting into the meat and the heart of the magic, and that sounds like a lot of fun for me. So I think there's going to be some dark magic. Well, there's already been some dark magic, but still going to keep working on that. Okay, the Tao De Jing, a Qigong interpretation. I have at least learned how to pronounce the title of the book, and it's pretty dense. It's a big book. Again, I'm into chapter 2. There are lots of notes. I'm having to reread several passages, make sure I'm understanding it. There is a huge foreword by several different academics talking about what you're going to learn in this book. From what I can see, it is, again, echoing a lot of the work I've already done on self-improvement and self-reflection, but I think it's going to have a lot to offer. It's going to take me a while to get through. I see it being in the book box for a good 6 months, but I'm going to keep updating you on how it's going and what I'm seeing. Right now, it's all just kind of laying the general foundation of spirit is the beginning of everything, and then it moves into quietness and how we connect to that spirit and how we move through our life and the choices we make. So I think it's going to be really interesting. I'm still working on the taking charge of adult ADHD. I read the whole first section, which was kind of hard for me to get through because it's all about being evaluated and should you be evaluated? Well, I've been evaluated. So that was kind of, for me, it wasn't, oh, this is so good, but it would be for somebody that's questioning maybe whether they might have some issues, so to have some good information. Step 2 is going to get into change your mindset. I'm really interested in getting into the end of the book of different strategies, techniques, ways to come at your ADHD and to be the best you can. So that one is definitely staying in. Hasn't been the one I've been grabbing for. I would like to add into this the hormone shift that I was supposed to order. I would like to get into that. The Time to Write book that I ordered, and the newest Anne Patchett. I just think this sounds lovely and would be an enjoyable read. I'm really excited for it because I love the outdoors. I have a big, huge fantasy of making this beautiful backyard. I have a gorgeous backyard, and I'm grateful and gratitude totally for it. But I love flowers and lots of greenery, and I'd like to add more and really make it a magical place for me. So all of this is staying in, Everything else is either going back to the shelves of the library or to the TBR or to the maybe someday shelf. I hope you had a great October. I hope you have a wonderful November. If this is your first time stopping by, welcome, and I'm glad you're here. You made it through the whole video. That's great. If you like what you see, please make sure you like and subscribe below, and let me know what you're reading or if there's anything you're interested in that I've gone through today. I love to chat. I love to talk to other book lovers and find out what you're up to. Happy reading and have a wonderful day. Talk to you soon. Oh, don't forget, you can find me on Instagram at simplylauralee, and you can find my blog at www.simplylauralee.com. Talk to you soon. Have a great month. Bye.